Good evening, folks. How is everyone? As always, I hope you're doing well. You know, you're my people, and I love you. I always want you to be the big three, my friends. I want you healthy, I want you happy, and I want you safe. You know what I want for me? Like, share, remind, thumbs up, thumbs down, leave a comment. Now that we get all that crap out of the way. Today, we're going to take a look at another one in the Sunday Stout series. This is the barrel-aged stout from State-of-Brewing out of Wisconsin, retailed through Aldi's. We're looking at 11% for the ABV. 16 fluid ounces, standard bullshit government warning, and there you go. Let's get a crack, let's get a pour, let's get a temp, and then I shall do some internet research after we get that first sip in there and see where we're going so that we don't, skew the results, right? So far, we have no idea, other than it's dripping on my leg, what kind of barrels it's aged in, because they didn't bother to tell us. It does have that nice coffee-colored head. Again, if I ever remembered to set things up before I started shooting, well, then it wouldn't be my channel now, would it? Yep, those are mosquito pants, my friends. There you go. Nice, creamy, smooth, decent effervescence. And we're back. You can see the mosquitoes flying around me. I live in the desert and I love me some rain, but fortunately, with the rain comes the skeeters. What we got for a temperature here? It's cold, man. 41. I got 41.2. So, my personal philosophy is a beer this dark should not be imbibed at this temperature because it's not really going to show us anything. So let's find out. Skol. Oh, I'm sorry. Biden time. Steve, I'm sorry, man. You know me, I'm free flow, brother. Hope you guys are having a good Thanksgiving, or had a good Thanksgiving anyway. Biden time. That sniffer in there. Nice, rich. I'm not pulling bourbon, so I don't know what kind of barrels they had these cast in. I would say like oaky, maybe. Definitely some molasses in there. So there's a hint of some dark, dank sweetness, like a molasses sweetness. Which doesn't smell overly boozy. I'm not getting any kind of bourbon on the nose, and yeah, I'm gonna guess oak for the barrels because it smells kind of oaky, which is a odd concept, but I was dating a girl and she liked Chardonnay, and all Chardonnay ever tasted to me like was the barrels, so. Well, alright, so, nice mouthfeel. Soft palate, interdentals, out into the buccals. At this temperature, too. Fast, dirty, there's chocolate in there. Not also surprising with the color, but not bitter dark like we were looking at with that vintage ale. Now we're getting that bready note on the back end, and it's not that dark bread like Russian black or pumpernickel. So far, so good. Squizzy. Yeah, so what are we, 15, 20 seconds in? She's dirty. Dirty, dirty beer. Why would you over-rev your engine that much when you could have been popping gears? I don't know. But, well, that's a dirty, dirty girl. That's a douchey, douchey bag. So, there is that. And at that point, we are going to pause. I'm going to let this come up. I'll tap in some crap into the tablet and see what we can pull up. But the box didn't give me anything, and neither did the can. So, back in just a minute. Yeah, I cracked myself up. But that's because I am a funny mother. What do you want me to tell you? I am one of the funniest people I know. See you in a minute. Alrighty, my friends, let us take a look. Right now the therm is telling me 49.50. Well, that's a big old leap. While usually we do 6. Not today, especially not with this stout, because we're going to want to push her up out of 50s, probably up into the 60s. Just the way it is. But my refrigerator's cold, man. Salud. Much more chocolate, much more sweetness, like a toffee or a burnt caramel. Interesting. That's why we warm them up, you know, so it opens. Shows us what it has to have. Salud. A little bit of a boozy note in there. Again, not getting buried under bourbon or anything. The molasses, the sweetness, the chocolate's backed off, actually. Never gave you an SRM on this, right? Alright, so let's start. Sorry. Let's start here on low, medium, high, turbo. Oof. This is a bigger bowl than we usually use. Still, that's a dark, dark beer. That's turbo, man. This one is deep cherry. Yeah, my flashlight's dead, needs a recharge. Anyway, on turbo she was deep cherry, and we know turbo is, I think, 1,000 lumens. So, yeah, another really, really dark beer. Last one was purple, and we gave it a 99, so we're going to call that dark cherry color a 98. When I say dark cherry, think like cherry furniture. That deep, rich red. I didn't realize that rubies are supposed to be like purple. I always thought rubies were red like garnet. This is deeper than garnet. It hasn't hit purple yet, so 98 seems fair. As far as lacing goes, that thing, it kind of looks like a shrimp, maybe. Big long one at that. And then I don't know what that is or what that is. That's kind of on you guys to figure out. It's your personal Rorschach test from you. favorite beer tester. Slip of the tongue. Again, the boozy comes in, but I'm not getting a particular booze. The nose is shifted toward the boozy. There's almost like a faint hint of licorice in here. Anise, which I despise, but my mother loved that stuff. She thought it was awesome. Again, chocolate's backed off. We're picking up some vanilla, some toffee. And that molasses nose. So, while we let this sit here for a momento, let's drop the therm back in. So we were at 50. Let's see if we can push through to 60. She's at 52 right now. Excuse me. There's an advertisement on here for Sebastian Maniscalco. Funny guy. I didn't get a chance to watch it, but his show Bookie, it only ran 2 seasons and then they canceled it, was hysterical. So if you sail the high seas of the internet with a black flag, look for Bookie. Laughed my ass off watching that show. It was awesome. He's great. Aldis-barrel-aged stout, brewed by State-of-Brewing, is an 11% ABV imperial stout available in a 4-pack of 16-ounce fluid cans, which I paid $11.99 for. It is marketed as a sophisticated stout with rich, complex flavors, so far, developed through barrel aging. The beer has received mixed but generally positive reviews, with many praising its value for the money, especially considering the price point of approximately $12 for a 4-pack, which equates to about $3 a can. I'm so not worried about Terminators. Taste profiles described by consumers include notes of bourbon, not getting that. Oak, we did get that. Vanilla, yes. Dark chocolate. I didn't get the bitter dark chocolate. I got chocolate. I didn't get milk chocolate, but I didn't get hit with the bitter dark chocolate. No, maybe. We'll see. Coffee? No, thank you, Jesus. Toffee? Yes. And a hint of licorice. There you go. With a smooth, full-bodied mouthfeel and a sweet, sticky finish. I'm not getting that, but she hasn't warmed up yet. We shall see. Some reviewers have noted that the beer is surprisingly good for its price, with one stating, "It has no business being this good." It doesn't have to be $32 for 22 ounces, dude. Just throwing it out there. That's marketing bullshit like they did with the Grey Goose. If you want, we can do the Grey Goose marketing scam, which worked beautifully. Don't get me wrong, but look it up. It's in marketing. Look it up. It blow your mind. It just shows you that people are sheeple. However, others have observed that it can be thin in body and less complex compared to higher-end barrel-aged stouts. She's a little thinner and she's a little faster, but nothing I would be upset over. The 11% ABV is well hidden, contributing to a smooth drinking experience. Yes, it is. Again, it's not a particularly boozy brew. This beer is believed to be contract brewed by Octopi Brewing, a Wisconsin-based brewery that also produces similar beers for Trader Joe's and other retailers. This suggests that Aldi Barrel-Aged Stout may share the same base liquid as other store-brand barrel-aged stouts, though the specific type of barrel used, e.g. bourbon or charred oak, let's go with charred oak on this, is not disclosed on the label. Availability is limited and subject to change, with some regions reporting temporary shortages due to high demand. The product is not available year-round and may be sold out in certain stores or online depending on the location and fulfillment method. There's literally everything. We went to Untapped. Let me give you the Untapped numbers. On Untapped, they gave it a 3.99 out of 5. I'm going to tell you right now, I think she's better than a 4, but... Huh?
Leaving at 8:45 tomorrow.
Sorry, my sister filling me in on details that I need to know. Because I need to know them. From the Aldi's page, indulge in rich, complex flavors of State-of-Brewing's barrel-aged stout. Each 16-ounce fluid can boasts an 11% ABV, developing a robust experience with every sip. Perfect for savoring on quiet evenings or sharing with friends at gatherings. Elevate your beer collection with this sophisticated stout. Enjoy the depth and character that only barrel aging can provide. You got everything I got. So, what does the thermometer tell us? 54. We had a long way to go, and it's going to take a long time to get there. So, look out, Bandit. Let's put that hammer down. Back in a minute. Right, so I'm scrolling Twitter while we're letting the beer warm up. She's at 60 now. But I'll tell you, Alex Jones is having one hell of a Thanksgiving. He's got Sydney Sweeney and Cash Patel's girlfriend, and, well, you know, I knew there had to be an upside to being a tinfoil-hatted nutter, right? And the ladies love the tinfoil hat. What can I tell you? What can I tell you? Anyway, we're looking at 60 now, so 41, 50, 60, 20 degrees up the ladder. But I think this is really more of where a beer this color and character should be imbibed, but let's find out. Biden time, let's get that sniffer in there. All right, so she's starting to get boozy. Go figure. She's not overly boozy, like some of the ones where you hit it with your nose and you're like, but it's presenting, and it's the majority of the nose. It pretty much wipes out everything else. So, let's slip of the tongue, see what we got going on. So that initial hit right there was all dark chocolate. Not bitter. But it came in, and the first thing you hit is dark chocolate. Faster, still dirty. Boozy and bitter on the back end. She's about topped out. If you really want to see what she is after this, go to the short, because the short always gets last looks. We don't do anything in depth. We just cover all the basics and give you one last look at the highest temperature I'm going to drink a beer at for these videos. But I thought maybe, just because you know me, I'm a wild card, I'm a madman, I'm out there, we would do what we have been doing of late. You know our friend, Mr. Turtle. You know what that means? Still have plenty of 11% alcohol in here. Let's see if we can black and tan this. Now, maybe we can, and maybe we can't. It depends on the specific gravity of the beers as I'm wearing them. Not this time. You can see that stout's just blowing right through. Okay. So we do know that this particular stout needs to be a bottom, not a top, sort of like Barry. But maybe. Anyway, yeah, she mixed herself. So, the specific gravity of the Hella Style Lager from Kirkland's Deschutes, squizzy, is less than the barrel-aged stout, which shouldn't really be surprising. It's a stout. It's supposed to be big and thick, but let's see how they taste mixed up. No, it's actually kind of interesting. If there was a little more stout in there to balance it and more of like a 50-50, I'm going to say this would be really, really nice. You get that nice punch. So there, we've done this before. Pretty sure we've done this before. Their Hella style is rich, full-bodied, has a really, really nice punch to it. It's not just some weak race car light beer. And it would offset that stout really, really nicely. Just throwing it out there. Anyway, so, is this a good beer? Yeah, I like this beer. Would I buy it again? Sure, especially at the price point. Please. Would I drink this again? Without a doubt. Try it on tap? Love to. If I ever make it to Wisconsin, Milwaukee. If you handed this to me out of the cooler, I would say thank you. But again, why is it in the cooler? This time of year, these stouts are basically designed to be drunk around a campfire where they're just next to you. They don't need to be chilled down. You want those warmer temperatures to really pop and open up that flavor packet, get that aroma, get the complexities moving on. Good for the style? Yeah. I'm not going to be the guy that says, well, she's better than she deserves to be. Bullshit. You know what? If you're the brewmeister, it is your job to make the best beer humanly possible. Granted, you make the best beer humanly possible with the ingredients you've been given. I think he did a good job with this. Interesting? Yes. Flavor profile would shift? Yeah, all the way through. Really nice. Flavor profile itself is solid. What am I knocking points off here for? Well, when she hits 60, she's just all boozy. That is actually kind of a negative for a 98 beer. 98 is the SRM. I would have liked to seen it blow through and progress flavor-wise a little bit more, show me some more shift, but you can only do what you can do. You gotta work with what you got. You can only make what happens when it happens with your happenings. I have no idea why I just said that. It's an 11% beer. That's why. $4.75? We'll give her a $4.75. This is head and shoulders above a lot of the stouts that basically taste like you went through the drive-through at, Dutch Mills or Star Clusters or the rest of those shitty coffee places where people overpay for substandard products. Just throwing it out there. And I'm not a coffee guy. But trust me on this one, man. If you're an actual coffee aficionado, then you know better. As an aside, my neighbor had some work done. He went in, he got cut. Hasn't been able to drive because A, he's on drugs, and B, because he's injured, so I've been chauffeuring him around. Because he's a good guy. He's my neighbor. I like him. He's a good, solid man. But we went to Costco and he forgot coffee. Okay, well, just, call DoorDash and have him drop a can of Folgers off on you. And he goes, oh no, I don't drink that crap. I only drink this specific. I was like, okay, well, he's to coffee what I am to beer, apparently. I don't drink coffee. I don't like the stuff. It's bitter and it's nasty. If I wanted bitter and nasty, I'd get married again and wait a few years. Just saying. All right, fuckers. You know I love you. You know you're my people, and I want you to be the big three. I want you healthy. I want you happy. I want you safe, honorable, dutiful, vigilant, gray man, handle swivel, hot and handy, because it's going to be at least another 90 to 180 days before you see any progress in all the shit that's going down in the world. It's November 26th. Thanksgiving, so November 26th today. So that's another 15. So let's go 105 to 195 days before you see, fuck off, mosquito, before you see any real positive shift in the world, which, trust me, I'm noticing every day because my old ass needs a job and I'm overqualified for everything under the fucking sun. I have to lie on my resume and say that I lived in an ice cave for fucking 60 years. What happened to my country, man? Is what it is. As you can tell, I'm tipsy because it's an 11% beer and I'm a fucking lightweight. Love you fuckers. Skol! You know, you might actually pull a little bourbon out of there at this temperature. But I'm going to say the majority of it is charred white oak, and then there's a little bourbon on the back end. It's not like the fully bourbon barrel cask ones, because those really light until it gets this warm. So, till next time, fuckers. Love you. Adios.